everyone. It's Miss Chris from Herrick District Library with Toddler Storytime. This morning we're going to start out with our usual opening song of We Clap and Sing Hello, except for today we're going to twirl and sing hello. So let's get ready, everybody. Here we go. We're going to want to be standing up for this part of the song. So here we go. We're going to start our song. Here we go. Get ready to twirl. Let's get our arms out. Here we go. We twirl and sing hello. We twirl and sing hello. With our friends at story time, we twirl and sing hello. Good job twirling and singing hello this morning. Great job, everybody. The next thing we're going to sing is a snowflake song. I got this song from our friends at Jayberry. They are jayberry.com, and they have a snowflake song. It is to the tune of Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. There are some motions that go with this too. So it's, when there are snowflakes in the sky, we're going to be opening and closing our hands like this. So it's like snowflake, snowflake in the sky. We love to watch you floating by, and that's why we're moving our hands like that. When the snowflakes are coming down, we're starting with our hands up here. We're wiggling our fingers and moving them down so that while they're falling slowly to the ground without a sound, you are moving your fingers. And then every time there's a snowflake, snowflake part, we're going to open our hands like that. All right, everybody, here we go. Let's get our hands up here. Let's practice opening and closing them. All right, here we go. Snowflake, snowflake in the sky, love to watch you floating by. Let's get our hands back up here. Down you fall upon the ground, down you fall without a sound. Snowflake, snowflake in the sky, love to watch you floating by. Great job on our snowflake song. Great job, everybody. The next song we're going to sing is I'm a Little Teapot. We haven't done this one in quite a while, but I really like it because it's kind of fun. So when we do our song, we're going to have our handle going like this, and we make a spout with our other hand. There's a part in the song where we're going to tip over and pour out. So you can tip this way. You can even tip forward, or you can tip to the back, whichever you like. All right, everybody, here we go. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. Good job. I'm a little teapot, everybody. Nice job. For this next song this morning, everyone, I brought a friend who's going to help me sing this song. Can anybody tell what kind of friend I brought today? They're covered with fluffy feathers. There's a beak right here. Whoa. And there's a comb on the top of her head. There's some little feet down there. There's a tail back here. Got one wing here and one wing over here. That's right, I brought our friend the chicken. Do you guys know what sound the chicken makes? It goes. That's right, that's our chicken. So our song is When Chickens Get Up in the Morning. Our chicken is going to help us sing our song. Here we go, everyone. When chickens get up in the morning, they always say good day. When chickens get up in the morning, they always say good day. That is what they say, That is what they say. Thank you for singing along with our chicken this morning. Our chicken is very happy to see you all today. Good singing, everybody. Alrighty, I'm going to put our friend the chicken down. There we go. And I think it is time for a calm breathing technique. So the next thing we're going to do is our dandelion breath technique, where we are pretending we're going to take a deep breath in through our nose. And when we blow it out through our mouth, we're going to hold up our finger and pretend it's a dandelion with fluff on the top. And we're going to pretend that we are blowing the fluff off of our dandelion. Alrighty, here we go, everybody. Let's get our dandelion ready to go. Let's take a deep breath through our nose. And then we're going to blow it gently out through our mouth onto our finger like we're blowing the fluff off our dandelion. Here we go. Let's do a couple more. Here we go. And let's do one more. Here we go. All right, everybody. Good job doing our dandelion breath. Way to go, everybody. All right, everybody. The next thing we're going to do at story time today is we're going to have another round, like we did last week, of Miss Chris's Motion Minute. So just like last week, I have my box of cards. Here's my box. This is a card game that we have at the library. It's called Move Your Body. There are 58 different cards inside this box. Each of them has a different motion on it that you can do. So once again, I'm going to pick 4 cards out of our box. And we're going to do some motions together. So let's see. I'm going to open my box. And let's see what we pull out first. Let's see, I have a card. Do you know what kind of animal that is on the front? That's right, there's a bunny on the front, and it says, wiggle your nose like a bunny. Okay. All right, I put my cards down. Let's see, so when we're wiggling our nose like a bunny, you are going to take your finger, put it on your nose, just wiggle it around. You can wiggle it this way too. Just like that. All right, here we go, everybody. Let's wiggle our nose like a bunny. Wiggle, wiggle. Oh, that was kind of fun. All right, good job. Wiggling your nose like a bunny, everybody. That motion was pretty easy, wasn't it? Let's see what else we can pull out of the box. All right, I've got my box again. Let's see what else we've got in here. Oh, this one looks like it might be a little more challenging. This one says to touch your thumb to each finger. All right, that sounds a little more challenging. So let's see, for this one, you want to take your thumb, see your thumb? And we're going to touch it to each finger. So each finger needs to bend one by one and touch our thumb. Are you ready? Here we go. We're going to start doing it with one hand, and then we'll try both maybe. All right, let's have your hand open. There's our thumb. Let's start with this first finger. So we're going to touch this first finger to our thumb, and we'll take the next finger and do that too. And this one here. And one more. We have our pinky. Good job. Let's try that with both hands. Here we go, everybody. This might be kind of challenging, so we'll do it together at the same time. Here we go. We have our thumbs. Let's do our first fingers. There we go. We'll do the next finger, touch our thumb. We'll do the next finger and touch our thumb there. And last, we'll finish off with our pinky fingers, touching our thumb there. Good job, everybody. That was a lot of work. And it helps to work your fingers in your fingers so that you can work the muscles and get them stronger for when you're holding pens and pencils later on at school. Good job, everybody. All right. Let's see what else is in our box. Let's see here. Oh, this one looks like fun. What kind of animal is on this card? That's right, there's a dog. And what kind of sound does he make? He goes, woof, 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 woof. And the words down here say, shake off like a wet dog. Does anybody at home have a dog at your house? And you know, what they do when you get them wet, when they take a bath, they're all shaking. They're shaking. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to shake just like a wet dog. All right, everybody. You can shake any way you want to. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to shake like a wet dog. You're going to shake your head. Woo! We're going to wave our arms. We're shaking everything. Gonna shake like a wet dog. Great job, everybody. All right, there's one more we need to choose out of our box today. Let's pick well here. Oh, I have one. Here we go. Oh, this next one has a boy on here, and he is walking sideways. It says to walk sideways. So let's see. Let's try walking a couple of different ways first. So usually when you're walking straight ahead. See how I'm walking toward you. And now I'm going to walk away from you. And this card says to walk sideways. So I'm going to get over to the side. And this is where you take one foot and you put it next to yourself over here. And you're walking sideways to the other side. All right, let's do that together on the count of 3. I'm going to get over here. All right, get your feet next to each other. On the count of 3, we're going to walk together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. We're walking sideways. Takes a little bit of coordination to do this. Going sideways. And let's walk back the other way. Here we go. And we're walking. All right. Great job walking sideways. Good job, everybody. And that is the end for this week of Miss Chris's Motion Minute. Woo! Good job, everybody. Good job. Well, let's see. Our closing song is coming up soon. But before we do that, I have another at-home activity suggestion. So this week, for our at-home activity suggestion, I don't know if you have extra boxes hanging around your house that are big enough to sit in, but you might want to make yourself a cardboard box car. This one looks like a police car, but you can make whatever kind of car that you like at home, and you can decorate it with the help of a grown-up. That way, when you have your car all decorated, you can sit there and watch TV or a movie. You can even read in your little book car. So, that is Miss Chris's at-home activity suggestion this week. Good job, everyone. All right, it is time now for our closing song of Tickle the Clouds. So when we're tickling the clouds, they're way up here by the ceiling. Tickle the clouds. Now tickle your toes way down here by the floor. Way down here. Now turn around and tickle your nose. Reach down low, way down here by the floor, and reach up high, way up here. Our story time is over, so wave goodbye. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to story time today. We'll see you next time.